Hey guys, welcome to another What's on Tap review. Muskoka Bros here. Got my beautiful wife, Catherine.
Hello.
And as you can tell from the attire, it's not warm out, and that means it's fall, and that means we're drinking fall type beers. And so we've got a full container here, about 6 different Muskoka area craft beers to choose from. What we're going to do in this segment is we're going to do a blind taste test. And so David's wife Becky is going to come and she's going to grab 2 cans of beer here, and she's going to crack them and pour them for us, and we're going to turn around and we're going to sip on them, and we're going to talk about what we like and what we maybe don't like, and then in the end we are going to give our preferred beer for the day, and we'll see what happens.
And because we're not professionals on this, we got some beer tasting scorecards that'll help us to decipher what kind of appearance we see, aroma we smell, and some taste and what it feels like on our palate. So just to kind of help us out, because this is a new adventure for us as well.
So Catherine is a sommelier in training, and she's kind of teaching me how to enjoy the beverages, and so I'm bringing that into my world, which is beer. And this lady knows how to throw a party, and when she throws like a tasting party, it's very well organized, and everyone comes and they're thinking they're just going to drink alcohol, but what we end up doing is we sip on it, we enjoy it, we think about how it hits from the front of the mouth right to the back, with the aftertaste, the nose. Yeah, sorry, I'm kind of stepping over your area of expertise here, but that's kind of what I do, right? So, all right, this is the point where we're going to turn around. Becky's going to come in and grab 2 of the fall beers out of here, and then we're going to turn back around after she pours them and see what happens.
You're on. So we have one of our Muskoka flavored, autumn flavored beers here for our taste testers. I'm not going to say more than that because I don't want to mess up the blind taste test, but we're going to pour it for them. In the summer, Matt, Becky, and I got to, and David, be part of a beer flight or sampling at Lake of Bays Brew House. And one of the things that Nick taught us there,
so the alcohol content's 3.8%,
was to apply the 4 S's to before drinking a beverage. So it was see, sniff or smell, sip, and then sip again. So on our beer tasting scorecard, it tells us to look at the appearance. So what do we see?
Okay, so what this is giving us here is golden, amber, copper, red, brown, black. And when I look at this, I see between copper and red.
Yes, I would agree. That's what I see. So I'm going to score that as.
Yeah, I'm going to go with copper.
I'm going to give a smell. I want to give a smell.
Okay, aroma. We've got malty, hoppy, fruity, spicy, roasty, earthy, sour, smoky. Those are the most common smells you're going to get out of a craft.
I smell malty and roasty.
Yeah, I've got malt. I even have, what would you call licorice? Like a black licorice smell.
Earthy?
Okay. So
spicy? So I'm going to give my first sip or taste. So the first sip kind of cleanses your palate, and then the second sip you should be able to taste the flavors of the craft beer.
certainly this is definitely a fall beer.
Absolutely.
Obviously, like we said, it's cold out. We're not spending a lot of time on the docks right now. We're not on the beaches. We're not mowing lawns, that kind of thing. And those are kind of when you want something really, really light, really, really easy to drink. And you might have two in the same time as you'd have one in the fall. But certainly this is a fall beer, and it's much tastier and more satisfying.
Yeah, it's one that you can have while at a campfire, wanting to get cozy. It's definitely, I enjoy pumpkin spice lattes, so this is kind of like what that does for my, morning java. I really enjoyed this.
So on the tasting here, the main ones they give us are tart, bitter, sweet, and boozy. But then there's a section for notes. I'm not sure what boozy tastes like, but I'm putting sweet here. This is actually for a red type drink. It's a lot sweeter than I expected. But I have a note here, caramel. It might just be me, how it's hitting my taste buds. But I've got a bit of caramel in it, and I really do like it.
Yeah, I tasted the caramel as well.
Oh, really?
And for me, I felt like the color of it is a bit deceiving. You think it would be a bit rich and creamy, but it's it hit me more of like a medium bodied. So light and full, like very pleasing to your palate, easy to drink. You could definitely finish off a meal with this particular craft beer. It's very, I found it very charming.
Yeah, no, I agree, 100%. Every once in a while, you go into a pub and you get a big, heavy, dark beer, and I find a lot of guys like to get into the red because they still want to have, I find there's a certain machismo to having a darker beer. That could just be me, but a lot of guys can't drink the real dark beers, so they go for like the red. Obviously there's like Rickard's Red is a really popular one. But whatever this is right here is definitely a little sweeter. I don't know if I would have multiple, but you can certainly have it after a meal too, as well as before.
I almost like there is definitely that caramel, vanilla-y, very, very yummy.
Yeah, and for palate there, I picked full-bodied, rich and creamy.
So now we have our other beer from Muskoka Brewery. It's another autumn flavor, but I won't say more than that because I don't want to, again, taint the blind taste test. I'm going to pour this for them.
Okay, so we're up for round 2 here. We've just finished a full broad spectrum taste and review of beer number 1, and it's good. It's very tasty. Whatever this is definitely up against some stiff competition.
Already you can notice the difference between the two beers that we're trying. This one was the darker, and I deemed that coppery. And this one is a lot lighter, so I would even say this is more of a golden or an amber, so you can just see the difference. So yeah, this has got that real coppery look, the red almost, and then this is amber to golden. What do you think? Golden to amber?
Yeah, I would say it's in between golden and amber. I wish it kind of gave us another option, because when I think of golden, I'm thinking of like Coors Light and
yes, like a real Pilsner, like very almost transparent.
Yeah, transparent. So there's a little bit more to it than this, but let's call it golden because that's probably a lot more closer to golden than amber.
Yep, okay. Okay, so let's see what it smells like. This one's definitely a bit more hoppy than the last.
Yeah, definitely hop forward. Okay.
Spicy.
I've got a little bit of sour in this. It's hops first.
Yeah.
It's hoppy. But
I don't even know how to explain hoppy. You just know it when you smell it. You know that smell is very distinct than other smells.
Yeah.
I definitely get some fruity.
Okay.
I have a fruity smell in there. We'll see.
All right.
Ready to taste?
Ready to taste it. Clean the palate. I think I need another one. Another sip.
Okay. Yeah, you can definitely taste the hops at the back of your throat. So there's that little bit of bitter.
And that's, I wonder if that sour in the smell is bringing out the bitter in the.
Yep. It still tastes fruity to me. It's not sweet, but there is a like a fruit flavor to me, or
Like at the very end.
yes.
I'm not getting that sweet. Like when I had this guy, I was getting sweet right away, and I'm not getting that from here, so I'm not going to write that down. I do have a bit of bitter. I have bitter as number 2. Hops is number 1.
Yeah,
hoppy.
hops for sure.
And then after that,
Oh, there's something. Okay, so we've got our scores, and for the first one, I named mine Copper Charm, and I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. And for this one, I called it Taste of Fall, and I gave it a 4 out of 5.
both.
I liked them both, but I did enjoy the darker of the two a little bit more.
This is how I line up here. I've called this beer thick and tasty. I was not expecting a bit of sweetness with this kind of full body. I do like a red beer. I often order Rickard's Red at pubs because it's everywhere. And I've given it 4 out of 5. It was very enjoyable. So I've called this one light beer with flavor. And to me, this is something that I would probably have in the middle of summer. It's a fall beer, but to me, of the two in direct contrast, this is my fall beer. So you picked this one as well?
I did.
Yeah, so I gave this guy right here 3.5 out of 5. And that's not to say that the beer's not enjoyable. I certainly would enjoy this many times of the year. Just for myself, on today's date, with today's temperature, when I'm comparing these two, I find this one a little bit more satisfying in the cold weather.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. Okay, so I gotta say, I mean, we knew we were reviewing Muskoka Breweries and Lake of Bays beers, but I gotta say, when Becky walked over and did the reveal, I was shocked. I did not expect this flavor to come out of, or this look to come out of this can, and that color to come out of that can. I actually, in my head, I really wasn't sure. I'm totally surprised by that. The winner right here was the Lake of Bays Pumpkin Ale. And yeah, wow, I did not expect the flavor to come out of a pumpkin ale beer like this. So I gotta say, hats off. It's delicious. This again is also the Muskoka Brewery Harvest Ale. Again, okay, so the harvest, you're getting a bit of the wheat, that's bringing that lighter color, but again, a beer that I would enjoy many months of the year, but maybe not so much 6 degrees sitting around a campfire.
But I think it also is telling that the harvest ale is a bit more hoppy, a bit more of that bitter taste, so that real hops, and that the darker, the pumpkin ale, has more of that, I guess the color would come from maybe more of the pumpkin. I don't know. As you can see, we're still learning. This is a learning process for us. We're by no means any professionals at tasting, and we love every opportunity that we get to try craft beers or new wines that people have made. It's such a privilege to get to taste what they have put together. So.
We're kind of all the winners here. The end user obviously is the winner because we've purchased craft, we've looked into it, we've tasted it, we've thought about it, and in the end, I think we're a better connoisseur for that. And I think that's what craft manufacturers, craft breweries, that's what they want. They want you to think about what you're tasting, what you're drinking. So I got to say a big thank you to Like a Bays for shipping us a bunch of craft beer for review. And the buff as well. This is going to be great under my helmet when I'm working this winter, and so much appreciated. We really enjoyed our time with Nick at the Huntsville Brew House. But another thing we got going on is we are heading up in just a little bit to Muskoka Brewery to do an initial tasting on a new beer, and we really look forward to that and to that review and to meeting the good people at Muskoka Brewery.
Also, if you want to purchase one of our Muskoka Bros t-shirt, we have some for sale right now for $15. They come in small, medium, large, and extra large. So let us know if you want one, and we'll make sure to get one to you.
As you can see, we're wearing poppies. That means it is in around that Remembrance Day time, and we want to say thank you to all those who have served and to those who are serving. We hope that you guys have many wonderful days of taste testing yourself, and thank you very much for that. And again, if you like this video or any of the other videos we do, check us out on YouTube, like and subscribe, comment on this. We'd love to hear about your craft tastes. And like we say in every video,
You just got to get out there.